Here we come a-wrestling to the smark so loud. Here we come video casting to an internet crowd. Oh, may super kicks come to you and to UV triggers too. And we wish you a very happy holiday. And we wish you a too sweet holiday. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Smarkdown Holiday Special. Say hello to everybody, Jordan. You know the drill by this point. So, you ready for Christmas, man? You ready for the holidays?
No.
No? You're not listening to Christmas music?
No.
No Christmas music. So you're telling me you haven't been, listening to Run Run Rhonda?
What's Run Run Rhonda?
You know, the song that goes, Run Run Rhonda, Becky Lynch is coming to town. Run Run Rhonda, Becky's gonna tap you out. That one?
Never heard of it.
You never heard of it? Well, I know you've been singing All I Want for Christmas is a Bullet Club tee.
I do want a Bullet Club tee, but I'm not listening to Christmas music.
You're such a Scrooge. What about the Nia Jax song? Please tell me you've been listening to the Nia Jax song.
What's the Nia Jax song?
What's the Nia Jax song? You don't know what the Nia Jax song is?
No.
It goes, Deck Becky Lynch with uncontrolled punches. Fa la 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 la. Gave the man a concussion. Fa la 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 la.
I regret asking.
You regret asking. All right then. Well, this is the holiday special. You know, I would sing like some other holiday songs, but I really don't know any. Do you know any other holiday songs?
Not off the top of my head.
Not off the top of your head? I know that one. The one that goes, Hanukkah is the festival of lights. I can't sing anymore due to intellectual copyrights.
I know that one.
You know that one?
Yeah.
You can't sing much more of that one, fair use and everything. Anyway, folks, welcome to the Smarkdown Holiday Special. We're looking for a good time. How'd you like that opening logo?
May I ask why it's Star Wars based?
Well, because you remember the holiday special Star Wars did?
It was really bad.
Yeah, with Itchy and Lumpy, Chewbacca's family celebrating Life Day.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. But I figured if we do at least that good, we won't be the worst holiday special.
Okay, then.
Okay, then. So that's what we're shooting for, folks. We're shooting for holiday special Star Wars quality. That's right. We got a lot coming up tonight, man. We have all kind of fun stuff. We're going to go through a holiday gift guide. We are going to meet Santa Claus. I believe you got a chance to meet Santa last week, and we got it on video. That's going to be cool. We're going to talk about some recommended holiday movies and also talk to you guys about a little family tradition of ours that we do every holiday, and we welcome you to join us on this trip. So, from Brother Bob, Jordan, Travis, John, the entire Smarkdown studio, we wish you folks a happy holiday, and join us in our first segment where we talk to you about the holiday gift-giving season. If you need an idea for a wrestling fan, we got some for you. Coming up next. And here we are, ready for the holiday gift guide. We have selected some really cool things for people to who might need some ideas about what to get for their wrestling friends and family. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to start out with a little plug, though, for one of our favorite wrestlers. You may know him as the Fallen Angel. You may know him as a member of SCU. You're supposed to SCU, yo. No.
Not
SCU. And Christopher Daniels, who recently has done some writing work for Marvel Comics. And the new Merry X-Men Holiday Special is available now at comic shops everywhere. Great stocking stuff for idea parents. I'm just saying, if your kids like Marvel superheroes, you want to support Christopher Daniels, that's a good Christmas present. Fantastic to add to stockings for both adults and kids. a great gift idea. That's not one of our 5 sections, though. That is just something we wanted to add in because, hey, fallen angel mark here. All right, Jordan, why don't we start off with a perfect gift for adult collectors or kids. Yep. We got a whole bag here we're going to stick up here. Bam. All right. So, what do you know about a little company called Funko?
I make wrestler bobblehead, marble bobblehead, any company that they have the right to make.
They're bobbleheads. They're made of vinyl. They're a vinyl figure. No articulation in the arms or legs, but their head does have for the most part, have a spring-loaded bobble feature. And they're really cute, right? Like the aesthetic is, some might say kawaii. It's very like cutesy, non-realistic in its look.
Yeah, they have big eyes. Big round
all right.
eyes.
And one of the best things is they have all the licenses. So if you're a wrestling fan in your family who you're buying for is a WWE fan, well, here's some examples. There is a Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels pop vinyl figure. And here is a phenomenal AJ Styles pop vinyl figure. So they got you covered if you are fans of the WWE. You got some WWE characters. They have current and former, as you see, like Shawn Michaels is a legend wrestler. AJ Styles, current roster guy. They have guys like CM Punk, who's extremely hard to find and is really a pricey item. But if you have a friend or family member who's a collector, you might want to spend that. And you can in the secondary market. The real nice thing about these, the ones you find at stores are only in that like $10 to $12 range. They're not an expensive gift, and they're very much beloved by their fans. And I mean, you can find them everywhere too. Where can we find pop vinyls?
Target, Myers, Walgreens, Walmart, and a whole bunch of other places.
Hot Topic, where you find a lot of your wrestling T-shirts. GameStop. I mean, you name it, they have them out there. I see constantly running into the Ric Flair ones at Target. So that's a great gift for WWE fans. But I think people would like to know what about non-WWE fans? What if you're a wrestling fan and don't like WWE?
They have some New Japan wrestlers.
They have some New Japan wrestlers?
They have the Elite.
You mean like Kenny Omega? Mm-hmm. Or like the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes?
Yeah.
Those are cool. Those are good gift ideas. The Bullet Club and the Elite, those guys are super over. Everybody wants to have their merchandise. So if you have a family member who has a bunch of the T-shirts and stuff, doesn't have the pop vinyl, that might be a way to go. There's also a 2-pack out there. There are 2 different variants of this. This is the Hot Topic exclusive. This is a Young Bucks Nick and Matt Jackson 2-pack. Another awesome gift for a wrestling fan because, the Young Bucks are one of, if not the best tag team in professional wrestling today. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say.
You would say?
Yeah.
Or would you say they're too sweet?
Yeah.
Yeah? Awesome. And, and like Jordan said, they don't just have wrestling figures, right?
Yeah. They have multiple other companies.
Like if there is a company out there, there's possible they have the rights to make their figures. They have General Mills, Cereal Icons. They have Big Boys. They have Marvel, DC. They have Golden Girls. They have you name it, they have it. And another option for wrestling fans who maybe have all the regular wrestlers already. Maybe they have all the wrestlers they like. Well, maybe you go a little bit more comic book, and you get this unmasked Oliver Queen Arrow figure, Stephen Amell from All In, and maybe you go that route. I mean, that's a fantastic gift as well. And like I said, price point, fantastic. Within that range where it can be a stocking stuffer. It's in the range where, you can pack it as a gift under the tree for, extended family members who, you spend a little less for. It's a good option for anybody to have, whether they're a collector or a child. these things are great. And I mean, you're what do you like about the Funko Pops?
They don't take as much up. They don't take up as much space as my statues do.
Yeah, that's a fair point. People who work in offices and things, they have to worry about how much space they have, and these things don't take up much space. And you can keep them in the packaging, or you can open them. I prefer mine in the packaging because the packaging's often really cool. I mean, you got the Bullet Club logo on the back of Cody's here with the range of figures. On the back of Arrow, inside you can see there's a picture, and on the back of that range. So I like having the boxes. It keeps them the figures themselves from getting dusty or getting too much sun, and that's just how I like to keep mine. But yeah, that's a great option. Like I said, you can find them everywhere. If you haven't seen them yet, you haven't been looking, because you can find them at all of the retail locations. But let's put some of these away. Let's see. Let's start put some of these away. Clear off some space on the table. We'll leave Kenny. We'll leave the Bucks and we'll leave AJ on the table for now. One from each of the major wrestling companies. That's what we'll go for. But that's a good start on your holiday gift giving options. You got the Funko Pops, great option for anyone in the family. But now some of us have more adult friends and family members we need to buy for, and you can only buy so many T-shirts. As much as some of the companies we'll be talking about later would love you to buy all of the T-shirts, you can only buy so much T-shirts. And another option for those adult fans, something special, comes in the way of the American Rebel cigars. Grab the box. American Rebel cigars can be purchased at AmericanRebel.com, and they are the project of Cody Rhodes and Frankie Kazarian from Ring of Honor and New Japan Wrestling. We here actually have picked up a box of sticks, and we actually had a review on the channel if you would like to check it out. We have a review, and we have an interview with Aaron, who is part of that team, who helped put the cigars together, and he talks over like flavor profile and things of that nature. So if that's something you're really interested in, a real cigar lover in the family, this is another good option. It is an adult option for an adult. We want to specify in this video, this is not something for kids. This is definitely a adult gift. And when you bought a box, our box is autographed by Cody and by Kaz, which is awesome. And it's a really, really nice box. Packaging was amazing. Like I said, we do have a unboxing for that, and you can check that out as well. But it's definitely, if you're a cigar lover, it's not a pricey cigar. Boxes range in the $200 to $300 range. And, sticks are, I think you get a 5-pack of sticks for like $65, I believe the price range. So they're not ridiculously expensive for what you're getting. And I know you'd probably like to share, but you don't have any insight into this, so we're gonna stick with Dad talking here for now. But another option, and we're gonna go to our split screen here. There's another option for you. It's Broken Skull IPA. That's right. Stone Cold Steve Austin has his own beer. It's an IPA. It is available online from a number of retailers. Your best bet, if you're looking at picking it up, is to check BrokenSkullRanch.com. They will have a link over to purchase it. You can also just Google Broken Skull IPA and find it that way. But it's a good option for an adult who enjoys their beer. We're from Michigan, Grand Rapids, Beer City, USA, and there's a lot of friends and family members that we have who are big beer fans, especially IPA fans. And with the Stone Cold Broken Skull Ranch IPA out there, it's a good option for people. You really don't know what else to get. I mean, it's not like they already have it. That's the nice thing with the cigars in an IPA beer, is that it's not an item where they're like, oh, I already have one, and you have to worry about them having to take it back. These are items that they're going to consume. So even if if I got a 6-pack of beer and you got me another 6-pack of beer, I'm not going to complain, man. Same with the cigars. If I got, 5 cigars and you buy me another one, I'm going to be very thankful for that extra cigar because I'm going to, enjoy it. And so that's another option. the Broken Skull Ranch IPA. It's another great option when you talk about a gift for an adult. And, yeah. So, we got the kids and collectors covered. We got the adults covered. I guess the question is, what to get for everybody else? I mean, we got a couple things covered here, but what does everybody like? What does everybody need? What are you wearing right now?
A t-shirt.
A t-shirt. Everybody needs clothes, right?
Yeah.
And clothes from your favorite wrestlers are awesome. So you can check out ProWrestlingTees.com. Now, anybody who is our regular watcher, anybody who is, a fan of pro wrestling probably already knows this information. Pro Wrestling Tees is amazing. They have a retail location in Chicago. We have a walkthrough video of that on the channel. You can check that out if you want. But they also have a huge roster. So I'm just going to name people off. And you just tell me if you've ever heard of them. All right?
Okay.
Kenny Omega.
Heard of him.
Roddy Piper.
Heard of him.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Heard of him.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Heard of him.
Shawn Michaels.
Heard of him.
Vader.
Heard of him.
Marty Scurll.
Heard of him.
The Young Bucks.
Heard of them.
SCU.
Heard of them.
Let's see. Who else? The Andre the Giant.
Heard of him.
All right. Like these are names.
He does not like snakes.
He does not like snakes. These are names of guys who they have merchandise for. Macho Man Randy Savage, Brian Pillman, these legends and independent wrestlers are what they focus on. And the really nice thing is the money you spend on these wrestlers t-shirts, and they also have things like bandanas, they have some DVDs, they have pins, they have hats. The money you spend goes to these wrestlers. You don't have a middleman. You're not shilling out, X amount to a retail location and X amount to the promotion before the guys get their money. If it's being sold by Pro Wrestling Tees, being made by Pro Wrestling Tees, and the licensing, all that money goes to the guys. So you're supporting the wrestlers you like. You're supporting the wrestlers that your family members like if you're buying for them. And their price points are great. Their merchandise is good. As you can see, I am wearing a Tamatanga shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees, and you are wearing a The Elite Too Sweet shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees. Quality merchandise. It's a great idea for a family member who, likes a wrestler and doesn't have their shirt or hasn't been able to find a shirt. Maybe, your dad, used to be a fan of Macho Man, and Hulk Hogan back in the 80s. And you want to get him something. You can get him a Macho Man bandana, a Macho Man sunglasses, and a Macho Man t-shirt for Christmas. That's a heck of a gift because it brings back, thoughts of childhood, thoughts of things that you've enjoyed in the past. And it's something new to show, your past enjoyment. That nostalgia thing's a real big now, man. Everybody likes the nostalgia in their stuff. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we see it in like the Pac-Man games when we go out to stuff. People wearing Pac-Man shirts and retro video game stuff and retro comic book stuff. I mean, the retro look is very popular right now, and you can get retro style t-shirts at Pro Wrestling Tees. It's a good option for everybody. You've been to Pro Wrestling Tees. What did you think of their store?
Well, depending on what part of the store you're talking about.
Well, I mean the actual store. Our next door is 1 Hour Tees. That's their section where they take orders and stuff. Lots of cool autographs and stuff on the wall there. If you do go visit, make sure to check out that side of the building as well. But I'm talking about where the merchandise is.
They do have a good selection, and if there's not something that you want, they have a machine that allows you to look for the shirt that you want. And
they'll print it within an hour, yeah. So if you're in Chicago, you just stop to the store. That's a great option. Then you don't have to pay for shipping. But if not, order something, man. They also have gift cards, and Pro Wrestling Tee gift cards is another option. If you don't know what wrestler your family member likes, you get them a Pro Wrestling Tee gift card. They can buy whatever thing they want. So that's a good option as well. Now, some people, maybe they have all this merchandise, right? Like you and I with our tons and tons of Bullet Club t-shirts and our tons and tons of wrestling memorabilia. And that becomes hard. Maybe the option is a little bit, once again, on that nostalgia kick. What about a video library? What about being able to watch all your favorite wrestling? Because there are options for that.
That's fun when you get to watch the wrestling.
So my favorite is New Japan World. For 999 yen, which translates to just about $10 US, you get a month subscription to New Japan World. It includes current wrestling, so you can watch current matches with guys like Kazuchika Okada, guys like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, the Roppongi 3K, LIJ. There's a lot of really good talent there currently. And then there's also a lot of talent who is no longer there. They have this video library, though, full of classic matches. I mean, you know who AJ Styles is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy winning that WWE Championship almost all year this year he's had it.
Yep.
Yeah. He was in New Japan. Plenty of AJ Styles matches. Have you heard of Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, I know. He was there, too.
Yeah. Brock's a former IWGP champion. Shinsuke Nakamura was there.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Antonio Inoki.
Yep.
Ultimo Dragon. What about one of your favorites? Jushin Thunder Liger. All right. What about Eddie Guerrero? Black Tiger. What about Chris Benoit? He was the Pegasus Kid.
I don't know that one.
You don't know Chris Benoit? We'll discuss Chris Benoit, but not now because this is a holiday special and we're going to try to keep things upbeat. What about Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho is currently in New Japan, and he was there before as the Lionheart Chris Jericho. He had a couple different tours of New Japan Wrestling. There's a lot of content. $10 price point is fantastic. It brings up right in a web page server, so you can bring it up on your Xbox or on your PlayStation and watch it on your big screen TV, or you can sit down and watch it on your computer or your smart device. Lots and lots of historic wrestling. And if you're somebody who's got a family member who's a fan of historic wrestling and maybe doesn't know much about New Japan, this is a way for them to, get their feet wet and learn about the Japanese side of the business. You like New Japan, right?
Yeah, I like it way more than WWE.
You like it way more? I do as well. It's a different style, and they have a little bit of something for everybody. It's definitely, I would say, worth checking out. But let's move on. We there's other options though out there. There's Honor Club from Ring of Honor Wrestling. You go to ringofhonorwrestling.com, and the Honor Club gets you access to current. So there's Honor Club, which is $10 a month, or you buy a year subscription of the Honor Club VIP. That gets you everything, and that one includes current pay-per-views, like we watched the other night. We watched Final Battle. It was amazing. That was free for us because we paid for our 1 year in advance. It's $10 a month, or like $120 for the year, which is still $10 a month. But you also get that by paying it all up front, you get access to those pay-per-views. Now, there's also documentaries about the wrestlers. There's a bunch of classic pay-per-views, a bunch of classic shows that have all these greats who came through Ring of Honor. I mean, the list of people coming through our Ring of Honor is as impressive as the list of people who came through New Japan. I mean, Ring of Honor, you've had guys who built their career in the company, like the Young Bucks, like CM Punk, like Colt Cabana, like Cesaro, like who else is on? Daniel Bryan. A lot of these guys who are currently in WWE, who a lot of fans will be knowledgeable about, came through Ring of Honor to get there. And that makes this library super important because you can go back and watch all these amazing, amazing matches. You can watch CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. You can watch AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. You can watch CM Punk and AJ Styles. You can watch Samoa Joe and CM Punk. You can watch these fantastic matches that took place in the past, all at the price of $10 a month or $120 for a year. They get you the current shows as well. It is a good investment. It is a gift that keeps on giving every month to a wrestling fan if you buy a year subscription. And it's something that you can then share with them. You give them the subscription and tell them, hey, I'm going to come over and watch wrestling with you. And that leads to, bonding with friends and family, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We watch a ton of wrestling together, don't we?
Yeah.
Yep. We that's our regular thing, man. We love to watch New Japan, Ring of Honor programming. WWE to a lesser extent, but we enjoy it, and it's a good way. It's great for kids, fun for adults. Everybody can really enjoy it. Of course, there's one more option out there that we can't not mention, and that is the WWE Network.
I fall asleep on watching WWE.
Well, while their current product isn't the best thing ever, we will say that the library includes ECW, WCW, Attitude Era WWF, the 80s WWF, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, the guys that we mentioned before, right? And that stuff's still good. I mean, you like watching like Sting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, who else do you like?
There's a whole bunch of people.
Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, Rey Mysterio.
Diamond Dallas Page?
Yeah.
Yeah? I mean, there's quite a few people out there who are really good that are not currently wrestling any longer that you can go back and enjoy that are in these video libraries. They also have other shows like Swerved. Would you remember Swerved? Where they punked people in the stores and pulled pranks on people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that one.
You enjoyed that one. There's animation like Camp WWE. There is, the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast has episodes on there. There are episodes of the Edge and Christian show. There are sit-down roundtables where wrestlers get to talk about their careers, which is really cool. There's a fantastic one that featured Vader before he passed. And it's a good way to look back. Roddy Piper also in one. Good way to look back at some of these guys who are no longer with us and hear about their careers from their own perspective. And I don't know. I think it is, if you want access to that kind of content, it's worth $10 a month. It's $9.99. You get it at WWE.com. You can order it. And, you also get the current pay-per-views, which to me are the weakest part of the network. And there's NXT. Don't forget NXT, man. Mm-hmm. That's where like all these guys who have left Ring of Honor or New Japan and came over to WWE are getting their start. So you get a lot of really good raw talent on that program too. Yeah. Is that right? Am I right?
Yeah, you are.
I'm right. All right. Cool. So now another option. Let's see here. Boom. Let's say that you get a music fan in your life, right? Mm-hmm. And they're a wrestling fan. They like music, and you just don't know what to get them. Well, there's that other option, and I'm not sure where it is. Is it sitting by you?
We left it all the way over there on the chair.
Well, go grab it. You're closer. Don't knock your mic over.
No.
There is another option for fans who enjoy the music portion of programming, and that is Being the Elite album from Papa Buck. It's available on youngbucksmerch.com. My copy, as you can see, is autographed and a bit smudged on the front because we leave it in the car and listen to it regularly. It's fantastic. It is from the Being the Elite YouTube series, mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
How did that go?
The Being Elite YouTube series?
Yeah. How did that song go?
Be elite, be elite.
Yep. The Elite, the Elite. Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, it's got the All-In theme song on there, which we've used on the show before, thanks to Papa Bunk. And you got, Warriors Cry, which is a fantastic track as well. It is a great album overall for anybody who just enjoys music, especially wrestling fans who do. And it is good. It would be good in a stocking. It would be good as a gift. It would be good, if you're at a party and it's one of those, Naughty Santa or Pink Elephant or whatever, where you swap the presents, Yankee swap, whatever you call it, where you do it. This gift is one of those things that go into the tree because pretty much any wrestling fan who gets it will be happy with it. If you got a bunch of wrestling fans together and you're doing that kind of thing, it's another one of those options which is really good and affordable. And those cover our key options for gifts for the holiday season. What are you hoping to get for the holiday season?
I don't know.
You know what? What about a video game? Did you want any video games?
I don't know about that either.
Because I think that might be something else people could get for the holiday season.
Yeah, they could get the new wrestling game.
What game is that? Talk about the new wrestling game.
In 2009. Oh wait, I didn't even know they got that.
There are a couple wrestling games currently on the market. There is the yearly release of WWE 2K. This is WWE 2K19, featuring AJ Styles on the cover. These games are released every year by 2K Games. They are extremely realistic graphic-wise. They are pretty fun to play. Lots of options if you're a creative wrestler. You can go online and download pretty much anybody. Like, who have we seen in the downloadable wrestlers?
We've seen a blocky Deadpool. That's funny.
A blocky Deadpool, yes, we did.
We saw Kenny Omega, Young Bucks,
Venom,
Skrull, Venom,
Spider-Man.
Venom's an annual one. That one has been in every single game since it started been thing.
Iron Man's in it. There's the Iron Spider version of Spider-Man. Like, people are super creative with this, and you can download these other characters to use in wrestling too. Really a good option for anybody who enjoys the video game aspect. Of course, and I think the green casing of this Xbox one is killing the green screen, but this is the Xbox version of the game. Another game that's out now this year is one of the first years in a while we've had a second wrestling game on a major console, and that is Fire Pro World, featuring the stars of New Japan Wrestling. In this game, it is not nearly as realistic looking, as you can see the back cover. It is more of your classic 90s video game sprites, but it's got it's got the New Japan wrestlers in it. Got a ton of created wrestlers that people have added, just like the WWE game does. And it is at a fraction of the price. It is a $40 game compared to like the $70 of what the WWE game is. And it's a really good option for anybody who enjoys pro wrestling and video games. Now, of course, this is only available for PlayStation 4. So if you got an Xbox fan, you're going to have to stick with the WWE game. But two good options for video game fans. I know you're not as much of a wrestling game fan, though, are you?
No, I don't like wrestling games at all.
I think it's because you don't play enough of them.
I played them before, and I played them, if I remember correctly, I played one of them that was free on Xbox for 2 weeks and then quit playing it because I couldn't keep my attention. I have a short attention span when I play video games.
We should work on this short attention span. You seem to manage to sit through those 5-hour New Japan pay-per-views all right. So, hey, at least we got that.
Watching people beat each other up.
That it is. Anyway, so those are other good gift ideas. Obviously, we'll run through them again real quick. You got, for collectors and kids, you got your pop vinyls. Fantastic gift, good price. For your adults, you got your Stone Cold IPA from Broken Skull Ranch. You got your American Rebel cigars from Frankie Kazarian and Cody Rhodes. For those of you who enjoy the music stuff, we got Papa Buck, his CD. We got, for those video game lovers out there, there's WWE 2K19 and Fire Pro Wrestling World. And for those of you who just like the video content and want more wrestling to watch at all times, there is the option of WWE Network, Honor Club, or New Japan World. Plenty of options this holiday season. We hope this helped you with your shopping. Maybe you have family members who are curious what to get you. Maybe you can show this to them. Hopefully this will do them some good in finding you a gift you want. What do you think? You think if we show this to your mom and your grandma, they'll know what kind of wrestling stuff to get you?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think we should do that, right?
No.
What do you mean no? Anyway, we're going to head back to the studio and get ready for our next segment. And we are back here at Smarkdown Studios. That last segment was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
I really enjoyed talking to people about like good gift ideas because it's always important for people to know what to get the ones they love, and that's always a hard thing to figure out.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You got
especially for older people.
Yeah, and I mean you got a bunch of sisters, right? Like I mean, yeah. I'm sure that's a pain for your mom to try to figure out what to get all you guys.
They're very entertained by like children's toys.
Well, yeah.
Very easily.
Because they're children.
No, like what I mean is that the two little ones love baby toys. They are perfectly fine. You can give them baby toys and they'll sit there with it for an hour playing with it.
Yeah. So you're saying they wouldn't want some Broken Skull Ranch IPA then?
They wouldn't be allowed that.
No, it wouldn't be allowed that? Yeah.
No.
Because alcohol is for adults.
They'd probably mistake it for soda if my family left it laying around the living room, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, because Stone Cold is like the thing that attracts kids. He's so cuddly. No?
Sure he is.
All right. Anyway, so we got some other stuff we've done recently as well. And I know we were talking about Christmas presents and everything. I believe you went and met Santa and talked to him about Christmas present you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah? So how'd that go?
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining?
Yeah, and interesting.
And interesting?
So
yeah. When people watch this, they can tell from the look on your face that his reply was a bit unexpected. We're gonna cut to that next from the Comic Signal in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Coming up next, a video of Santa Claus and Jordan.
Well, how are you doing today?
Good.
What would you like for Christmas?
I'm Marty Scrawl hoodie.
Marty Scrawl, he's on the top of my naughty list. I think all he deserves in stocking is coal, baby!
How was it meeting Santa? You seemed a little surprised.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. He can't pronounce Marty's last name worth a darn, but apparently he knew he was a villain, huh?
Yeah, he called him a Scrawl.
He did call him a Skrull. Maybe Marty's going to be in that new Avenger movie.
Yeah, who knows?
Marty's Skrull Endgame, maybe? Yeah. Captain Marty instead of Captain Marvel? Maybe that's... Yeah.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. All right. Well, we're going to keep things moving along here. We also have shot a video where we go over some of the... I wouldn't say best. We will go over some different holiday movies featuring professional wrestlers.
They go from worst to best.
They do go from worst to best, and there are some real stinkers in there. But there's also a couple quality films starring a number of different WWE and WCW talent over the years. Here at Smarkdown Studios with a bit of a treat for you folks. We're going to go over some holiday movies featuring professional wrestlers. How does that sound?
Good.
Yeah.
Great. Amazing. Spectacular.
Yeah, we watched a ton of these holiday movies. We're going to try to focus on 5, though we do want to give a honorable mention to our first movie, WWE Ring in the Holiday. This is a compilation DVD with a bunch of wrestling matches, including a Boiler Room Brawl with Mankind versus Santa, Santa Claus versus Scott Taylor, a Santa and Little Helper 6 Diva Tag Match featuring Alicia Fox, Emma, and Naomi versus Paige, Cameron, and Summer Rae, Tajiri Claus versus Bubba Claus, and the Bobby Heenan Ruins Christmas Special. And there's a plot to this, too. Basically, Mick Foley and Noelle Foley are running around Santa's village looking for Santa and recounting, historical WWE wrestling Santa Christmas holiday matches. It's fun. It's not the best of wrestling, though we do get to see John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio, where John Cena did it for Santa, which is pretty classic. I don't know. What did you think? Was it fun?
It was okay. It was funny at times.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I like the McFoley stuff best with him looking for Santa more than most of the matches. I mean, did you feel the same way?
Yeah, but the funniest match would have to be John Cena versus Del Rio because of how dumb it was at times.
Yeah, the Del Rio John Cena match was entertaining, to say the least. Anyway, that's our honorable mention. We'll get that out there early, get it out of the way, so we can continue talking. I guess we're gonna start with like the worst movies and kind of work our way to better ones. So that's kind of the direction we're going to go. And that means we're starting with Hulk Hogan. Of course we are. We're starting with the Hulkster, brother. What you gonna do, dude, when Hulkamania one's riled on Christmas, brother? What you gonna do?
I don't know.
Me either. Run and hide, possibly. Movie, Santa with Muscles. This movie's all about Hulk Hogan's character, Blake Thorne, who is a rich dude, has all this money, does the Pink Panther gimmick where he has like people attacking him, like to keep him sharp and on his toes. They get in a big paintball fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a cop played by Ron Howard, of all people, or Clint Howard, of all people, actually. His car gets shot with paintball guns. The cops are now after them, and
calling them terrorists.
Yes, calling them terrorists. So Blake Thorne, Hulk Hogan's character, has to hide. He goes into a mall. He hides in a Santa outfit, trying to sneak past the police. Falls, hits his head. Doesn't remember who he is, and this con man of an elf convinces him that he is the real Santa Claus. And that's kind of the plot point of the movie. Santa goes and then ends up helping some little kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
At an orphanage that is going to be shut down because of evil people.
Yeah, an evil businessman who is looking for a rare mineral underneath the church that this orphanage is in. So Santa, with muscles, is there to help these kids and, assist them in the situation that they're in. And we see a image of Santa with the kids there. Hulk Hogan, it's a Hulk Hogan movie. It's going to be a bit, it's not going to be Shakespeare, folks. I mean, it's just not. It's going to be campy. It's going to be a lot of action scenes for no real reason. Mm-hmm. The acting is not going to be great.
It's going to be a lot of sneaking.
Yeah, talking to the microphone. Yeah, it's definitely, you got to realize what you're expecting when you go into this kind of movie. Nice thing is, it is a movie that all ages can watch. I mean, there's nothing in this that you would say little kids can't watch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Maybe.
I mean, what did you think of the movie? What did you think of Hulk Hogan in this?
He's interesting as a character, more or less.
Yeah, you thought the character... I mean, it's kind of a trope, to be honest. I mean, he's that character who's kind of self-serving, thinks about himself, and then, loses his memory, meets some people, and finds out like what the holiday season is really about. It's about family and caring. There's some twists and turns into it, about like his backstory, the backstory of the character, and how it ties to this orphanage and things of that nature. It's your standard Christmas thing, you see it in a lot of movies. So it's not necessarily something I can recommend everybody just go out and see. It's not an amazing film. But I think if you're a Hulk Hogan fan, you like wrestling, you liked things like Thunder in Paradise for its campiness, I think this is an okay movie to check out over the holiday. Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The question is, we watched it. Do you want to watch it again?
I don't know.
That's a no. I know what that face was. That was a no. Which I can't really blame you. Like I said, it's definitely a campy film.
No, the face wasn't a no. It's just me thinking. And I don't know if I would watch it again or not.
Okay. Well, give it a try. I'm not promising anything great. The nice thing is it is up on YouTube currently. That's how we managed to find it. It's difficult to find on DVD. Difficult to find on demand as well. So it was one of the things where YouTube happened to have it. So we were able to watch it that way. Up next, we go from the biggest star of the 80s and one of the bigger stars of the 90s to one of his biggest rivals in the 90s, where their next film is Santa Sleigh, starring one Bill Goldberg. And this movie, in fact, isn't for the kids.
Yeah, this is far from what a kid would be able to watch. There's a lot of gore and blood.
Yeah, and nudity. The story goes that Santa Claus used to murder people on Christmas. He lost a curling match to an angel, and because of that loss of the curling match, he then for 100 years had to do good and give gifts on Christmas. And the 100 years is up, and there's a kid who finds out his grandpa was the person that this Santa Claus lost to, and now Santa's here to wreak vengeance and start killing people again. He doesn't have a reindeer. He has a hell deer. That's what they called it, right? Hell deer?
I believe so, but it was a water buffalo.
No, it was a white bison is what it was. An American buffalo, a white bison, which was odd. The movie is not good. It's on par with that Hulk Hogan one. It's a different kind of movie. There's a lot of gory scenes, a lot of some really good campy horror stuff in it, which is nice if you're a fan of horror movies. But the plot's not great, the acting's not great. And
there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in it that doesn't really make much sense.
Yeah, there are quite a few strange moments that you scratch your head. There is a corrupt minister in it who likes to spend his time at the adult strip club, which, once again, this is not a movie for the kids. This is one of those movies you sit down and with people if you want to watch something that you expect not to be good. What are you doing?
I don't know.
This is one of the movies you sit down and you expect it not to be good. You go in knowing that, and you can find some enjoyment just in the gore and things of that nature. It's a straight up Christmas horror film. There you see him beating up Santa. That other Santa, of course, is the pastor dressed up, going out to meet with the ladies at the club. It's definitely not a family film, and I can't stress that enough. Goldberg's great in it. A Jewish guy playing Santa, you might think that might not work well, but it worked fine. He's scary. He's beating people up. He's murdering people, and it's good for what it is.
Maybe that's why he doesn't like Christmas. He's evil, but he's also Jewish.
Oh, because he's Jewish?
Maybe that's why he came back after 100 years and being forced to give presents. Maybe that's why he's all vengeful.
That might be it. All right, our next movie is Santa's Little Helper with The Miz and Paige. And now this movie was recently reviewed by Wrestling with Regret, and they gave it a pretty bad review, not really liking the film. Personally, I don't have that much problem with it. If you have a girlfriend or wife who enjoys the Lifetime holiday movies or the Hallmark holiday movies, it's on par with that. It's nothing better than that, but it's not much worse. Your character is once again that holiday trope. His name is Dax the Axe, played by The Miz. His job is to foreclose on homes and businesses. So, starting the show off, what's he foreclosing on, Jordan? What kind of building is it? Do you remember?
No.
It's a youth center.
Yeah.
Does this sound familiar? We got Hulk Hogan and the
Hulk Hogan and the church.
Orphanage, and then
we have
Dax in the youth center. Yeah, we're seeing a pattern here. Anyway, tells the youth center they have to be out by Christmas. Goes back to work. Finds out, hey, he's getting fired. He loses his job. They fire him. Hilarity ensues. He goes home, where he finds out that his girlfriend's leaving him because, well, he's not successful anymore. And then the company car is repossessed, and then someone shows up telling him that he hasn't paid his mortgage recently, and he's going to be kicked out. All kind of things going wrong for this dude. Things, though, start looking brighter as we cut to the North Pole. Santa's there with his elf, and he mentions he needs a new ho-ho-ho. It's a position under Santa who, is like his right-hand man. And the person who'd been ho-ho for years is no longer going to be. He's retiring. That person also happens to be the father of Paige's character. Paige thinks she deserves this job. It's going to be given to her. She's earned it because she, is the previous Ho-Ho-Ho's child. But Santa sends his elf to, Earth or to America to meet with Dax because he thinks Dax might have what it takes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Dax has all kind of crazy stuff he has to do. So he goes to the bar, the biker bar, right? What happens at the biker bar? Do you remember?
No.
No?
He apologizes?
Yes. So he's made to go in wearing a silly elf hat and apologize for dinging their bike.
No, a green and white Santa Claus hat.
A green and white Santa Claus hat. Okay.
Not an elf hat.
And he's made to apologize for scratching their bike, even though he didn't. And he's supposed to find a calm, friendly resolution. And, of course, fight scene. Obviously, that's where that was going to go. Then he has to take a job in a restaurant.
For a kid's birthday party, dressed up as a gorilla monkey?
Yeah, something of that nature.
Gorilla or monkey.
And yeah, it's like a Chuck E. Cheese or a Showbiz Pizza. And he's got this goofy costume, and he's got to try to make the kids and the family happy at this birthday party. Terrible job. And of course, he screws up and a food fight, happens and everything else.
And everyone's having fun, so I guess he kind of did succeed at that job in the first place.
So as things continue, you go through all these tests and trials, and they bring him up to the North Pole, and they're like, you know what, I think you might be okay for this job, Santa says. And of course, that's when Paige shows up and says, no, Santa, this is my job. I should have this job. And according to the bylaws, I have the right to challenge him. And we get to see The Miz and Paige go through an obstacle course. The winner of the obstacle course, of course, gets this ho-ho-ho job. Paige ends up, beating The Miz to get this job. But there's some fine print in there, which Santa brings up about, being a fair sport. And there's some other twists and turns towards the end of the movie. I don't really want to spoil anymore. There's a lot there. Paige, I think, did a good job acting, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, this was her first film, and according to the special features on the disc, she
natural as soon as she got on the stage.
As soon as she got in front of the camera, she was really good at what she needed to do. She'd never read lines before. There's a lot of insight into this movie. Of course, Miz had been in some of the Marine movies and stuff in the past, and Christmas Bounty, a previous Christmas film, so he had the experience. I don't know. It's one of those. It's a family friendly. It's goofy-ish. It's a love story type thing going on between the elf that they sent to meet with Mrs. character Dax and him. And I don't know. It's something that everybody should be able to watch. Mm-hmm. I mean, did you enjoy watching it?
Yeah. I guess.
You guess? I mean, I didn't see any problem with it. I enjoyed it more than Santa with Muscles or Santa's Sleigh, and part of that's just because those were terrible. And I didn't expect this one to be like good, and it was far better than those two. So, it comes up pretty high on our list here. But let's move on to the next movie. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I mean, here's a good scene we forgot to mention. This is the scene of their obstacle course there of the two characters as well that we forgot to bring up. So there that is. Our next movie is called I Am Santa Claus, and it is a documentary following multiple people who play Santa every year as they prepare for the holiday season. Included in those people is one Mick Foley, which is really interesting because it leads into this Ring in the Holiday Special that we have here, because footage from that, when he played Santa Claus for WWE, this was the lead into that in 2014. This was him starting to become Santa, and it's really cool. We get to follow him around. He learns about becoming Santa. We get to see his transformation into being Santa. But beyond just Mick, who's fantastic in this, there are other Santas. There's one from the Detroit area who basically needs this job to survive. It covers his income for the year. There is the Santa from Texas who is a gay Santa, who is a Mr. Texas Polar Bear title holder who, does this, and this is his opportunity to, he's never going to have kids, and this is his opportunity to be, close with children, and then they'll remember him, and people will look at his pictures when he's gone and remember him, and he tears up, and it's real emotional. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a good one for kids. I think.
Yeah, I think probably shouldn't show it to kids because it'll probably ruin Santa Claus for them.
Well, that, and I think there was talk of one of the Santas being a swinger, which is an adult, about adult parties. There was the gay Santa, which nothing absolutely at all wrong with that, but he was part of the leather community. Mr. Polar Bear, you see him doing some adult style photography in this, so you don't want to show it to the kids, but it's a really interesting documentary and something I recommend people check out if you get a chance. Here we see Mick Foley in his full transformation into Santa that he appeared on WWE Raw, and it's a good movie. It's definitely worth giving a watch. It is one of my favorite documentaries in the last handful of years here. I really enjoyed it. It definitely touched on different people and different reasons for wanting to be Santa, and whether it's a part-time thing or whether they dress as Santa all year long. Everybody kind of comes at it a little bit differently, and it's really interesting to see that dynamic. Yeah. Did you enjoy watching Mick prepare?
Yeah, he had to bleach his beard.
Yeah, and what did they mention about the bleaching? Like, that was interesting too.
It's the most painful experience that many Santas have ever felt in their life.
And why is that?
Because you have to put the
bleach
in their beard, and then they have to drag it up and down to make sure that it gets bleached. But they have to do it multiple times in a week.
Yeah, because it'll start out kind of blondish or orangish, and they'll have to bleach it more and more to get more lighter tint. Yeah, having bleached my hair back in the day, I can tell you, man, bleaching your hair is not fun. I could not imagine doing my beard. It just seems.
I can do your long hair now.
It just seems like it would be torture. But I really enjoyed I Am Santa Claus, and our final movie number 5. Is one of my favorite Christmas movies in general. It's super campy, but I love it. It is Jingle All the Way, featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger, WWE Hall of Famer, and The Big Show. That's right. The Big Show plays Huge Santa, who is at this creepy warehouse where they have a bunch of bootleg toys they're selling. And the story, I guess we should get into the story first. So the story, here we are again, another one of those Christmas tropes. Arnold Schwarzenegger,
yep,
overworking parent,
yeah,
never home to see his family, misses everything.
Yeah,
okay.
That's basically the sum up of everything.
Okay, so what's the one thing his kid wants for Christmas? He comes home. So hold on, he misses his kid's karate. He's getting the green belt, I think, right? Or the yellow belt, one of the belts.
One of the colors.
And he missed it. So he's apologizing. He says, "I'll get you anything you want. Is there any special present you want for Christmas?" What does his son want?
Turbo Man.
A Turbo Man action figure, which is this is around the era of Power Rangers and things. Very Power Ranger-esque type character. His catchphrase is, "It's Turbo time." So it's a hot toy of the year. It's the Furby. It's the Tickle Me Elmo. It's that hot toy that everybody wants, right? So we find out that he never got his kid one in advance because he was busy working. So now on Christmas Eve he has to go find a Turbo Man
doll.
But what's the only thing he seems to be able to find?
Booster,
his pet pal Booster, which nobody wants, and Arnold, meets Sinbad's character, who is a postal worker, and both these guys are trying to find this action figure, and hilarity ensues. They're fighting over them. They're fighting over ping pong balls for a lottery system to try to win them. Finally, an elf comes up and says, "Hey Santa, I got you a hookup. Come with me back to the North Pole," which he does, and he buys this Turbo Man at a super exorbitant price, and of course. What does it do?
It breaks. It falls apart instantly.
And what language does it speak?
Japanese?
Spanish.
Spanish? I can.
Yes, it was Spanish. It was the Spanish. It was a Spanish-speaking Turbo Man figure that fell apart when he took it out of the box. So he asked for a refund. All the Santas get mad, and that's where we see the Big Show come out in Santa costume. He gets in a brawl with Arnold.
The funniest part is when
It's great.
He's really worried about his little buddy Santa, who's a small midget Santa.
Who's played by Vern Troyer. It's a little person, by the way. Who's played by Vern Troyer from Austin Powers fame, if you didn't know that. Another great character in it is Phil Hartman, the neighbor, who is uber creepy. Like, he hits on all the single moms. He's like a single dad. He hits on all the single moms in the neighborhood. Super creepy character. Just creepy enough that, like, it just gets underneath Arnold's skin throughout the entire movie. That whole subplot is really entertaining. Arnold ends up being, getting in trouble with the cops and being chased around town, ends up at a parade where they mistake him for the actor playing Turbo Man, as you can see in the picture there. Really cool action sequence towards the end with him in a jetpack and with him fighting these little minion guys, and Sinbad dressed up as the supervillain trying to steal the Turbo Man figure from Arnold before Arnold can give it to his kid. And I don't know, I thought it was a lot of fun. What did you think?
It is a lot of fun, and it's kind of dumb and entertaining all at the same time.
Yeah, I know it's one of your favorites. You always loved this movie. Like, ever since you were real little, like, you always like, I love Turbo Man. And, this was like your first introduction to Arnold, too. I think you've seen this before you've seen the Terminators, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like his first introduction to the Arnold Schwarzenegger. And
I don't know why, but Arnold's voice is just hilarious to me. I can't help it, but whenever I just hear him go, we have to get to the chopper.
Get down.
It's hilarious.
Come with me if you want to live. You cooked up a story and dropped us in a meat grinder.
In Predator, it was hilarious for me when he's like, "Go, get to the chopper!"
Yes, yes. And there in this one, there's like there's some really good quotes too, like "Put that cookie down," and it's like such a crazy line. It works perfectly in context of the movie. It's not just said to be zany, but like it's such a great line. Like you can throw into those group of Arnold like things. Then it's turbo time, and we don't like you, Booster. No one likes you. Like there's a lot of those quotes in this. Super fun movie. Big Show's not in it for long, but Arnold being a WWE Hall of Famer, that really ties this into the wrestling side of things, and it definitely makes it my favorite of the holiday movies we discussed here today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, is it your favorite too? Maybe. You liked it better? Did you like it better than the other ones we talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's what we needed to be sure. So, I'd recommend these films. I mean, you can find Jingle All the Way and Santa's Little Helper pretty readily. Santa Sleigh is on demand. Santa with Muscles is a bit harder to track down, as is the Ring in the Holiday DVD. But I think if you actually look for them, you want to watch them, they're going to be out there and available somewhere. And like I said, Santa with Muscles is on YouTube. But we're going to go back to the studio now for the rest of the holiday special. Those are some very interesting Christmas movies to enjoy.
Yep, yeah, they are.
Which one was your favorite?
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Big Show. Yeah. I enjoyed that one too. That and I Am Santa Claus, because I love Mick Foley.
Mick Foley committed to the arts of the Santa Claus.
Yes, Mick Foley is committed to the art of Santa Claus. Anyway, there's one other segment that we have shot that we are asking you folks to join us for. Every year, Jordan and I sit down and I read a Christmas story. We've done numerous ones over the years, everything from classics like Night Before Christmas to things like the Santa Claus movie, a storybook from the 80s, to Marvel Comics that are the holiday specials that they've done. And this year we'll be doing, speaking of Mick Foley, it's his WWE Mick Foley's Christmas Chaos. And that'll be our final segment of this holiday special. So we ask you to join us for that. And from everybody here at Smarkdown Radio,
a Merry Christmas.
A happy Kwanzaa,
A happy Hanukkah.
a happy hearth-warming Eve,
A happy Life Day.
and a happy New Year to all of you from us at Smarkdown Radio. All right, on to the Christmas tree. Welcome to the Smarkdown Radio living room. And the real question is that I have for everybody is who's ready for story time with Brother Bob, baby? This is a family tradition. Every Christmas, Jordan sits down by the tree and I read him a Christmas story. This year we chose to share this with you. Jordan, you can sit closer. This year we are going to read the classic Mick Foley's Christmas Chaos. And this copy is signed by the man himself, to Jordan, for Mick Foley. That's right. Jordan's book. He got it signed by the one and only Cactus Jack. So join us on A Christmas Tale here on the Smarkdown Radio Holiday Special. Mick Foley's A Christmas Chaos, with illustrations by Jerry the King Lawler. The snow, it fell quite slowly on the brisk December night. The stars shone oh so brightly, and they bathed the ground with light. The evergreens swayed tall and proud in the winter breeze. The snow-capped branches made the pines look like giant Christmas trees. Yuletide music filled the air, faint at first, then clearer. Could that be it? Up ahead? Santa's castle growing nearer. It truly was an awesome sight, but harder to believe was knowing it was just 1 week till finally Christmas Eve. For Christmas is a magic time, a time for magic plans. The trees, the stars, the glistening snow, it seemed a wonderland. But sometimes things aren't what they seem, and looks can sure deceive. For the scene inside the castle's walls was much to believe. And this is where I always make sure to show the kiddies the photos. Check out the illustration by one Jerry the King Lawler. The elves were running everywhere. They were loud and brash and rude. And Tommy Top, the tallest elf, was running in the nude. That's not good. The elves were throwing toys and games, and to make things even worse, Billy Bop, the smallest elf, was teaching them to curse. Santa called, "Don't say bad words. I don't want to hear it." And tiny little naked elves are not the Christmas spirit. Put on your elf pants, Tommy Top. I don't want a naked elf. You used to care about kids, toys, not just about yourself. Ooh, Santa is not happy with his helpers. "Hey, Santa Claus," yelled Tommy Top. "Let me show you a neat trick." Then Tommy Top, he turned around. And my goodness, he mooned St. Nick! That's terrible! Santa shook his head in shame. He knew not what to do. And while the elves were cracking up, Billy Bop burst through. "Hey, Fatso!" yelled the tiny elf. We're not going back to work. And you can't make us. No, you can't. You beep, 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 jerk. Oh my goodness. They had to censor it in the book. The old Santa turned his back real quick, but Tommy caught a peek. A single tear left Santa's eye and rolled down his rosy cheek. And we got, all right, if children are watching, Naked Elf. That's right. Don't let your children see this portion of the show. When Santa left the naughty elves, Billy slammed the door. Then all the elves sat round the set and turned on Raw is War, or Jericho. Santa stumbled down the hall, his big heart clearly breaking. How can we have Christmas Day if the elves give up toy making? St. Nick staggered up the stairs to talk with Mrs. Claus, but as he reached the mirror, he simply had to pause. Maybe it's my suit, he thought, as he wiped away his tears. I haven't changed the way I look in over 90 years. And of course, elves are watching Raw is War. This beard will be the first to go, and then this old red suit. I'll buy myself some new shoes and lose these dull black boots. And then I'll buy some fancy chains, like that wrestler named Too Hottie. Then poor Santa took a look at his plump and dumpy body. His butt looked like Rikishi's did, and Santa did believe it may have been those million cookies he ate last Christmas Eve. He had never felt this sad in all his jolly life, so he opened up his bedroom door and told his loving wife, I just think Santa needs to shop at Pro Wrestling Tees. Then he'd be all set. But Mrs. Claus heard not a word. At the TV she was looking. She was focused on the rock and tried to smell what he was cooking. Then finally old Mrs. Claus turned up and said, come back! In an hour, maybe two, because up next is Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. The hardcore legend, Santa yelled, for a moment sounding jolly. To me, he's still the hardcore champ, not Crash or Hardcore Holly. I'll tell you what, old Santa laughed. Those wrestlers may be figures, but that Hell in the Cell match sure looked real when he wrestled Undertaker. And of course, there is Cactus Jack, and in the corner there is The Rock, the great one, the Brahma Bull. Then Santa told about it all, the moon, the curse, the laughter. Mrs. Claus said, Raw is on. Think you could tell me after? When Santa left, the missus yelled, I don't want to be a pain, dear, but if it's problems that you got, go tell the reindeer. Oof, rough. Mrs. Claus sure was right, for when Santa needed fixin', nothing made him bounce right back, like a heart-to-heart with Vixen. But Santa could not find the deer, though he searched both near and far, until St. Nick heard grunts and groans from out behind the barn. Oh man, what's going on behind the barn? I mean, if elves are naked, who knows? Santa walked around the barn, and to his startled eyes appeared the sight of Rudolph being kicked by 7 of his deer. All the deer were there but one. Then Santa saw the roof as Cupid nailed poor Rudolph nose with a people's hoof. So that's like a reindeer super kick party. Now stop it, yelled old Santa Claus. You all must stop this beating. Just look at poor old Rudolph. His big red nose is bleeding. It's not our fault, old Donner yelled. Please let me explain. We all think that Rudolph is great. Big giant pain. Oh, mean reindeer. Apparently they didn't learn their lesson from that other Christmas with Rudolph. He surely is, said Blitzen. He's got the biggest head. That's the truth, cried Comet. And I'm sure glad he bled. Oh, that's not nice. Comet's right, called Dasher. He walks as if he thinks that all his reindeer droppings really do not stink. All of you, Santa yelled, are beating pains in Santa's neck, ganging up on Rudolph as if you've joined DX. Well, at least they didn't tell him to suck it. Yeah, the bleeding Rudolph yelled. Those charges are so phony. Rudy says those other deer are a bunch of big jabronis. Rudolph's been watching too much of The Rock. They're jealous of old Rudy. His cash, his doughs, his fame. The kids all cheer for Rudy and don't know their reindeer names. Rudy has millions of fans, and those guys don't have any. Rudy's toys sell out in stores. Theirs don't draw a penny. If you smell the Rudy's cooking. There we got Rudolph looking worse for wear there after taking a beating. Santa Claus was shaken now, and then he started cursing. Oh man, get going from bad to worse, folks. I hate it when that bleep bleep deer starts talking in third person. I am dear old Santa Claus, the star of the whole show. I did just fine before you came. You and your big red nose. And I'll be fine when you are gone to tell you all the truth. First, I will clothesline you down, and then I'll kick your tooth. Then we'll see if you're so smart and how you really feel when I give you a pile driver and I do the move for real. So back away, my reindeer friends. Old Santa's gonna flatten 'em. Even if his stupid song is more than triple platinum. Go ahead, said Rudolph. Go ahead, make Rudy's day. Harm one hair on Rudy's head. They'll have you sent away. Oof. Who's gonna fix this North Pole problem? It's just going from bad to worse, Jordan. Mm-hmm. Old Claus will then go on a trip, a long and lonely journey, when Rudy makes a single call to his law attorney. Just think of poor old Santa Claus inside a dingy jail. And how will there be Christmas joy when Santa can't make bail? Old Santa stopped right in his tracks. He knew the deer was right. Santa just was not prepared for a bitter legal fight. For after Rudolph's silly song topped the charts across the nation, Rudolph won the copyright through brutal litigation. Rudolph sure had proved to be a selfish individual, and every time his song was played, he got a small residual. For Santa Claus, it really seemed that nothing even mattered. Father Christmas felt his heart had finally been shattered. Poor Santa. Poor Santa. Santa Claus, he used to be a ripe and jolly elf, but now he stumbled in a trance while talking to himself. It hurts me that I finally know, after all these years, that Santa Claus has just run out of all his Christmas cheer. I sit inside these shopping malls while little girls and chaps all rattle off long lists of toys and pee on Santa's lap. That's not nice. It used to be so easy. The boys liked choo-choo trains. The girls just wanted dollies or a single candy cane. Now the lists are longer. The kids want bigger things. CDs, TVs, VCRs, and gigantic wrestling rings. iPhones, TVs, Blu-ray players, maybe, PlayStations. It used to be the kids would yell, Santa, and they hug me. But nowadays a lot of kids would just as likely mug me. Let me tell you, said St. Nick, entering his castle. Christmas time and days like these is just a giant hassle. How are you? Asked Mrs. Claus as Santa walked upstairs. I'm not sure, St. Nick shot back, that you even care. Poor Santa. Look at these kids and all their WWE merchandise. Now, Santa Claus, the missus said, there really is no room for that kind of grouchy talk with Christmas coming soon. My mind's made up, said Santa Claus, trying not to cry. It doesn't seem to matter how long or hard I try. I tell the children Christmas time really gets its start with the love they carry inside of all their hearts. Poor Santa's face was full of pain. His eyes were filled with tears. Then he said, I'm sorry. There will be no trip this year. Aw, Santa. Throughout the castle, word has spread that Santa was through. Panic struck the little elves, for what else could they do? Tommy Tok began to cry. Without Santa, where'd I be? Maybe with those poor sad elves baking cookies in a tree. Man, those trees are flammable, yo. Rudolph, too, had second thoughts. He was even heard to say, Rudy knows it's Santa who let Rudy guide his sleigh. Alas, it seemed to come too late, for Santa seemed depressed. He locked himself inside his room, and all he did was rest. Around the world the news had spread. The children were annoyed. If Santa was not coming, then who would bring their toys? By the millions letters came, and toy demands were listed. One child wanted Al Snow's best matches, though no such tape existed. Maybe that's one for high spots to work on. We got a picture there. McFoley standing outside Santa's window. Mrs. Claus felt terrible. She felt she was the cause. The children of the world would weep without dear Santa Claus. It's all my fault for being rude, so I'll do the only thing I can. I'll call the WWF and speak to Vince McMahon. Mrs. Claus then told the tale. Vince seemed to understand. Damn it! I'll put my wrestlers on a plane, and they will lead, or they will lend a helping hand. The elves were shaking in their boots when the wrestlers left the plane. One elf even peed his pants when he saw the size of Kane. By God, that's gotta be Kane! The reindeer, too, stood still in fear, as if almost petrified. The big show sure looked hungry. No wonder Dancer cried. The landing plane woke Santa Claus, who jumped up out of bed. He saw the wrestlers and he thought, maybe Christmas isn't dead. The superstars had filled his heart with confidence and joy. Maybe it was not too late for all the girls and boys. It was true, they'd come to help, and for the first time in a while, a year or two, or 3 or 4, Steve Blackman cracked a smile. Things were really looking up. Perhaps Christmas would be saved. Then, as if on Raw is War, some wrestlers misbehaved. Santa stared in disbelief. For the first time in his life, a superstar had mistletoe and tried to kiss his wife. There we see Santa with all the WWE superstars. A startled voice then whispered loud, "Oh no, I think he's seen us." Saint Nick yelled, "Oh yes, I have. Come out of there, Val Venus." Then an elf named Dewey Doo yelled, "Get the North Pole cops. We caught Jerry Lawler taking toys from our toy shop." Kurt Angle, Edge, and Jericho were yelling at each other when Santa finally blew his top. "I'm Santa, not your mother. I've always been a wrestling fan. I know those moves aren't fake, but you've ignored my only rule. Be good for goodness sake. Big Valboski, I'm sad to say, you're off my good boys list. Do your best to understand. That's my wife you tried to kiss. To the king, old Santa had to say, I hope you're not surprised when underneath your Christmas tree you find no art supplies. Oh, there we see the big Valboski trying to kiss Mrs. Claus. And we see the king upset not getting no art supplies this year. Poor Jerry Lawler. All of you should be ashamed. So I'm giving you an order. Get back on that plane and fly right back to Vince McMahon's headquarters. That'd be in Stamford, Connecticut, for those of you keeping count. The superstars got on the plane, then vanished out of sight, while Santa stood out in the snow, staring off into the night. He looked up at the brightest star, and then he made a wish. He wished to find a single child who had no selfishness. So Santa walked up to his room and opened up the door. He took a giant bag of mail and dumped it on the floor. And the WWE wrestlers flying away. "1,000 letters," Santa guessed. "I'll read every single one, searching for that special child, but after that I'm done. If just one child shows no greed, I'll have some hope," thought Santa. He opened up the first envelope, postmarked in Atlanta. I wonder if it's Cody. "Hey, Santa Claus," began the kid. "This year I want plenty. Computer games and cold hard cash, mostly 10 and 20s. All the letters seem the same, from Portland to Kissimmee. The children sang out like a choir, 'Gimme, gimme, gimme.'" That's a shame. Oh, here we got. Oh, I don't want to forget the picture. There's Santa reading the letters. Santa thought all hope was lost as he opened up the last. "Let's see how greedy this kid is, who comes from Lawrence, Mass." Santa quickly turned the page, and when the page was turned, he saw a photo of the boy who'd been very badly burned. The letter read, "Dear Santa Claus, I write to ask, please make my wish come true. I do not want a toy this year, all I want is you. To pack your bags and spread good cheer again on Christmas Eve, to give all kids around the world a reason to believe." Here we see Santa in the letters. What pain this little boy had known, such suffering for a child. But the thing that touched dear Santa most was the magic in his smile. "Last year I had an accident. My life was nearly ended. But I was given so much love while my body mended. The nurses, they took care of me. My mom gave me gifts and parties. I even got a chance to meet Edge, Ivory, and both Hardys." Excellent! But other kids don't have my luck. Their happiness is small. Without the thought of Santa Claus, they'd have no joy at all. So Santa Claus, won't you please consider my request? I hope that you will do what's right. I love you, you're the best. Santa Claus put down the note. He held it to his chest. Another tear rolled down his cheek, a tear of happiness. There's tearful Santa. "Tell the world that Christmas lives," yelled jolly old Saint Nick. "But if we are to make our date, we better move real quick." "I will never say another curse," said tiny Billy Bop. "And you won't see my elf butt again," promised Tommy Top. "We know that it was we, not you, who acted like big jerks. So all the while you've been at rest, we've been hard at work. We made the toys for all the kids. We met all their demands. We even made the elf snow dolls that all the stores had banned." Oh, the ones that come with head. Fantastic. "The reindeer were the next to speak. They asked to be forgiven. They even polished Santa's sleigh, the one he'd always driven. Rudolph said, "I'm sorry too," and to show his loyalties, he cut the other reindeer in on half his royalties. "I've learned my lesson, Mr. Claus. The deer and I won't fight, and it would be an honor, sir, to guide your sleigh tonight." Santa jumped into his sleigh and said, "Let's go and fast. We've got a world of kids to please. Our first stop, Lawrence, Mass." And here we see McFoley, Santa and his reindeer flying by. And that is the end of the book. Let me see the back cover here. I hope everyone's enjoyed their time with us this evening. Jordan, come here. And from everyone here at Smarkdown Radio, we would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.